Hi, my name is Jake Mazurkiewicz, and today I'm counting down my top 3 ways to improve your life as a college student. Being a college student is hard. Every day it's a different whooping. 8 a.m. lecture, whooping. Get those exam results back, whooping. Teacher doesn't agree with your political views that you wrote in your paper, absolute whooping. Simply put, being a college student is difficult, but there are certain concrete actions we can take to improve our lives as we go through our educational journey. Today I'm counting down my top 3 tips that have personally helped me achieve a 4.0 GPA in college. The first tip is to optimize our sleep schedule. Now, I used to be like most college students who would simply neglect their sleep. I would stay up late watching TV when I had time, blasting blue light into my eyes. I would kind of sleep into whatever and only wake up early if I had an early lecture. And all of this just was not sustainable long term. Everything changed when I read a book called Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, who's a sleep scientist. He outlines how sleep is vital not only for our energy levels and our health, but also for retaining information and actually learning better. After reading his book and coming to a lot of my own conclusions, I realized just how vital sleep is for us, especially at this stage of our lives, both when we're busy and trying to absorb a lot of information. Action step 1. Set up a sleep schedule. Find times throughout the week that work for you and block out 8 hours of sleep. Studies have found that even 1 or 2 less hours of sleep per night can dramatically impact your energy levels the next day. So make sure that you are getting 8 hours. Pick a time to go to sleep and a time that wakes up for you. It doesn't really matter if it's early or late, as long as it fits your schedule. And finally, stick to it. No more late nights scrolling through TikTok. No more staying up to hang out with friends, at least on weekdays. Stick to your sleep schedule, and over time it will become easier and your body will adapt to it. Implement a sleep schedule into your life, and I guarantee you will see your productivity, your energy levels, and your learning retention skyrocket. Tip number 2, escape the cage. Now, this is an idea that I borrowed from another YouTuber called Better Ideas. You should definitely check him out. But basically the premise is to get out of your room as much as possible. Dorms feel like a prison, and that's usually because they kind of are. Sparse brick walls, usually very little natural light. You're kind of in this small concrete block. They really are kind of like prison cells. And what that does to our mind is it keeps us stuck in patterns, and it keeps us anxious and sometimes feeling trapped. We as human beings need space and openness to be our most inspired, creative, and productive selves. Think of all the great structures of learning and religion throughout history. Cathedrals with high ceilings, huge libraries. Humans function optimally in a place where they have lots of space, because when the space increases, your mind expands. That's why the best work is always done outside or in some sort of grand environment. Action step number 2, get out of your dorm room as much as you can. I know it can be comforting to just stay in your room, do your work, eat, and just grind out whatever work you need to do. But trust me when I say that for your mental health and for your productivity, you're going to see leaps and bounds of improvement if you get outside of your dorm room. This means going to the library to study, or maybe studying with friends. Leaving your room to eat at different locations on campus. Simply just going out for a walk outside, when you're taking breaks from your work, can help expand your mind, can help get your body moving, and influence your creativity and productivity. The third step is to time block your activities. Now, there's a million things out there on the internet that telling you what you should do to achieve optimum productivity. You should do the Pomodoro method. You should time block 5 hours each morning to devote to your work. You should do this, you should do that. While some of those things are great, oftentimes they overcomplicate what we need to do. Oftentimes, we just need to schedule out our work and do it. That's why I recommend time blocking. It's a simple method of just setting aside blocks of time a day to do specific tasks. It'll help you better separate your tasks, and by the act of scheduling them, you're more likely to do them. Action step: the night before each day, time block out your 2 most important activities. Whether this be an exam you need to study for, a paper you need to write, or anything else, set aside at least 2 hours for the 2 most important activities in your upcoming day. Write them down on paper, what you need to do and when you're going to do it. By merely being intentional about how you're going about tackling your most important tasks, you're more likely to not procrastinate on them, but also to attack them with more vigor and attack them with a clearer mind because you have written down your set of objectives. I personally use all three of these tips to help me out as a current college student. I find that by time blocking my most important activities, by having at least a semi-decent sleep schedule throughout the week, and by escaping my college dorm room as much as I can, I've achieved not only incremental gains in my productivity, but also just in my overall mental well-being. Being a college student is all about experimenting with different things, finding out what works for you. It's about being intentional and actually setting up your days, because you finally have that freedom and you have that time to decide what you want to do and when you want to do it. By implementing these 3 tips into your daily routines, I guarantee you will improve your life as a college student. Thanks for watching, everyone, and best of luck to you in your journey throughout university.